So pretty sure I just had another pineapple pizza moment, and it's got me excited. So whether that made sense to you or not, welcome to Dev Diary, a series where I try to make my own video games. And real quick for context, my pineapple pizza moment was when I discovered dictionaries, and how it would forever change the way that I coded. A link to that video can be found in the description. Also in that video, I expressed the possibilities of what this could mean for future projects. And I think today might be one of those projects. The twist is that it's happening in a game about placing tiles. Now wait, I know it's not some crazy top-down action shooter, but what's powering this thing is pretty dang fascinating. So first, this game is kind of like Scrabble, but with icons instead of letters. At least one tile must match an existing tile on the board to place the current group of tiles, and scores are calculated based on how many matches are made per placement, with the full match being bumped up to like 200% I think. As the player places tiles, they'll build up a meter seen at the lower right side of the screen. When this meter is filled, the player is awarded even more tiles, which is displayed to the right of the said meter. The required points for more tiles grows over time, forcing the player to be smart about their tile placements. And that's basically the gameplay loop. Place tiles, earn points to gain even more tiles, place more tiles, and repeat the process until no tiles are left to place. Now, I know, it's easy to look at this and wonder what's so special about it. So let's break things down. Well, after I remind you that if you enjoy the content, supporting me on Patreon can help me keep making it. Doing so can get you access to exclusive content and even early access to the weekly Dev Diary videos. So it's important to know that this game's board is infinite in size. And while infinite maps are not new to the channel, surely there has to be even more efficient ways to do them, right? Normally you would probably use like a list or a grid to handle this type of game, but the quote-unquote infinite aspect, at least for me personally, always becomes difficult to manage, especially when everything needs to expand, because I am terrible at math and a lot of that is usually math related. So I had a hypothesis for a workaround, that lovely pineapple pizza dictionary. The way tiles are handled in this game are weird. When any tile is placed, a unique code is generated for that tile based on its X and Y coordinates, and this code basically becomes a keyword in our dictionary for later access. Now, I believe this is at least some form of what's called hashing, and much like my discovery of dictionaries, the use of hashes means we no longer need to go through a list or grid to find potential data that may or may not exist. Instead, we can skip that process and directly check the position itself. Now, is it overkill for a grid-based game? Yes. Did I find out while recording footage for this project that my hashing system may be flawed? Also yes. But for a project focusing on infinite content, it seemed like a smart idea to pull the data needed versus going through like lists over and over again. And obviously the fact rogue tiles are showing up in places that they shouldn't means maybe relying on just the X and Y coordinates may not be good enough. Still, for the sake of doing something different, this felt like a good approach, and more importantly, I think it opens some doors to other potential using this concept. You know, once I properly figure out the hashing system thing. Now, to avoid geeking out too hard here, I'll keep things simple. There seems to be a lot of potential with this system for data organization. I'm talking loot, inventory, crafting, and even being able to like maybe filter all of that if done right. There's so much potential to look forward to once I can better figure out how this all works. So what do you think? If you're familiar with hashing, am I onto something? And if so, where should we go from here? And heck, if you weren't familiar with anything talked about in this video, did my ramblings make any bit of sense? I'd honestly like to improve on bridging that gap, so please let me know your thoughts, whatever they are, in the comments. And also, if you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, and why not subscribe if you're new to the channel. But with that said, brings us to the end of today's Dev Diary, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.